Why, hello, all you folks out there. Yes, welcome, all you folks out there in YouTube land to the first annual fourth anniversary. Well, I'm sure I'll have another fourth anniversary of something, but this is the first annual anniversary to Thrash's channel of cinematic enlightenment. And I'm just kind of waiting for. Can you imagine how sad it would be if no one else showed up for my fourth anniversary? That would be like, ah, but thankfully, it is a fear I need not visit because we have Sister Sarah from My Flock is Everywhere is here. Hello, Sister Sarah, and please honor yourself with your presence by giving a link to your channel. Gary Carpenter Series says happy anniversary, Tina. Happy anniversary to you too, Gary. You've been here through thick and or thicker. And oh boy, we get some really fun stuff tonight. I have a whole collection of games and goodies. Keith E is here. He says, happy anniversary. Keith, I am so glad you made it, my brother. I hope you got some rest. Hope you and Hooper are doing well this evening. I can't tell you how grateful I am to have you guys make it. Oh yes, Patty Mahoney, R.I.P. Definitely, thank you, Gary. You always manage to keep me on top of celebrity passings. There's some others as well. Teb's always on top, as is Chance, and man, everyone was on top of Val Kilmer. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer. By the way, that was a heavy casualty. I think I took my first date to Top Secret when I was a kid. But either way, if it wasn't the first, it was certainly in the initial salvos of my romantic life. And my flock says a number of emojis. Hit that like button, share out, and comment after the show, please and thank you. And Sarah, I'm so glad you reminded me of. I've been meaning to talk to you. I want you to revisit the matter of how to share out videos. By the way, I love the idea. I just every time I've meant to contact you, it's been one thing after another. And but keep me posted. And Gary says Top Secret was really funny. Top Secret is one of the funniest movies of all time. I absolutely love that movie. Not to mention I'm a World War II buff, so it combines the two. I saw most of those old war movies that were drawn upon to create Top Secret. So yeah, Top Secret is great. In fact, I was reading an article. A lot of people feel they wish Val Kilmer had stuck with comedies. I mean, he did make some comedies, but people think if he had stayed with the comic genius angle instead of trying to be like a serious action star, it would have done better. And Keith says hello to Gary and everybody else. Good to see you all. Feelings Mother Mutual. Lisa Fields is here. Says happy anniversary, Thrash. Lisa, I'm so glad you could make it. Welcome. And Sarah says, okay, hit me up. I certainly will. Sometime this week. Um, I'll DM you on Facebook first. Oh my god, Mr. Led is here. Mr. Led says, "Hey Thrash, congrats. I can't stay, but I still remember celebrating 100 subs. Yes, that's when we blockaded England with 100 subs. 100 subs and then 200. You too have been here from the very beginning, and I can't tell you how much. Please stay as long as you're up to, but don't push it. But just the fact that you're able to stop by, I can't tell you how much that means to me. And let's see. Hey Sarah, so far we're doing good. So far there's 6 in the chat and 5 likes. That's pretty darn good. And let's see. I get some great stuff for you tonight. I have some top 10 jokes we might bounce off you. I do have some trivia. It's all based on me. And I know I'm such a narcissist. And a couple of new games that we might enter into the mix if people start getting tired of trivia that might be fun. And Sarah says, okay, sounds good. Splendid. And I'm just gonna everyone's sort of settling in, having fellowship. And can you guys hear that right on mower outside? By the way, I left the window open, get some fresh air in here. We finally had a day over 60 degrees here. It was like summer. So I've been trying to get some fresh air in the house. And now someone decides they want to mow their lawn at 7 o'clock at night, thrash time. If it becomes distracting, let me know, and I will close the proverbial window. And let's just see what else we got going on here. Huh. So far, just a few. Oh my goodness, look who's here. Says it's 8-7 here. 87, so good to see you, Agent 87. Emily Miller, I'm so glad that you are here with us this evening. And Gary says now it's 84. Oh, I see. We're doing temperatures. Oh, I thought you were referring to yourself as 87. I thought it was some pun that I hadn't picked up on. It's been a particularly cold winter, though, huh? Even Florida was cold for a while. But anyway, I think it peaked at only 65 degrees here. But considering the median temperature this past winter has been like 24 degrees, 65 feels like heaven. And Emily says my signal sucks tonight. I'm so sorry, Emily, but I'm so glad you were able to make it this evening. And Gary says, we missed you last time. We missed anytime you can't make it, we miss you. So I'm so glad you are here. I wonder whom else will surprise us tonight. Hopefully many people will, because like I said, too many to go into. But for those regulars we haven't seen in a while, tip of the hat, we miss you. We miss you. I'm always afraid to list some because I'm always afraid I'm going to miss some, and that'll make those people feel self-conscious. But anyway, you all know who you are. And Lisa Field says, same here, Emily. It's too hot. That's something I haven't heard in quite some time. And let's just see. Oh, we're up to 8. 8 is better than 6. And let's just see. So I'm thinking I'll give it a couple more minutes because, like I said, we only just started. It's probably going to be a not particularly long show this evening. I have a very full plate tomorrow, Mrs. Thresh, and I have the day off. We have to get our taxes done, talk about Under the Wire, and a host of other errands. But I have plenty of shenanigans planned. And Emily says, Gary, I think we did laundry last time, and it cut into my video time. Sarah, it's fine. You didn't know. And I'm sure everyone is quite satisfactory with that. Hey, at least no one can hear the rider mower in the background. Anyway, one game, and I was hoping Johnny Orchard would show up early because he actually suggested this to me. Here's the premise of the game. We take a very good movie where the only downside, the only drawback, the only problem with the movie is that there was one fundamental casting that was terribly miscast, and that somehow brought the entire movie down. I call this game the Recast Link. You are the Recast Link. Goodbye. And that is a game that we shall open with today. In fact, here, I have a sample. You guys like a sample? Yes, I will give you a sample. We'll wait for others to join in. Number 10. I'm going to do them in no particular order. Number 10, Tom Cruise, Klaus von Stauffenberg, Valkyrie. I don't know if any of you saw Valkyrie, but the movie was fine. The rest of the cast was fine. Tom Cruise was the least convincing German Junker officer, period. So I come up with a list of candidates that actually could replace him. A, Christopher Waltz. B, Michael Caine. C, Christopher Plummer. Or D, any human living or dead. Tell me which one of those you think would make a better von Stauffenberg, or submit your own. And that's how the game will continue when I decide to continue it. I'm just saying. Terrell Eugene Bellinger is here. He says, happy anniversary, Thrash. Happy anniversary to you too, Teb. Glad you could make it. Keithy says, that Rat Patrol guy. Oh, yes, George something or other. Steve at the Live Inside Ending just did a whole bio on him. Yes, he would have done very nicely. Wait a second. You're actually talking about the rival guy, the German actor. Yeah, actually, either one of them would have done a better job. But yeah, the German actor who was also in Escape from Planet of the Apes. Sadly, the weakest link in Planet of the Apes, but he was very good in it. I agree with you. That could actually work. Oh, Kevin from the entertainment headquarters in here says, happy anniversary, Thresh Bondo. Thank you, Kevin. So good to see you. Emily says, BRB, going out and trying again. More than understand, we shall be here when you return. This is an honor. Dan, the breaking news man, is in the house. Everybody say hello and welcome back to Dan. Dan says, Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of the Thrash. That's what I get for trying to read ahead of myself. May the future be with you. May the future be too with you, Dan. You know, it's funny. I was going through some of my old videos and I saw some of your old comments, which are absolutely priceless. And I go, I wonder what happened to Dan. I wish we could see him again. And you are here. And thank you very much. Oh my gosh, Jay Albridge is here. Says happy 4th anniversary, sir. Can't stay. I'm very sick with a stomach bug. Jay, thank you very, very, very much for coming by for as long as you can. Don't make yourself sick, literally on my account. Great to see you and stay as long as you can. But thank you for stopping by and wishing me a happy anniversary. Indy's about to see here says, you're thinking of Eric Braden Thrash. That's why I'm glad you are here, Indy, because you will be perfect at this game. And yes, Eric Braden from Escape from Planet of the Apes. But again, George, who's or whatever, would have also made a very good Stauffenberg as well. And Dan says, I have to crash the party. You are my +1, Dan. And Kevin says, so happy for you, Thrash. Oh, thank you very much, Kevin. And I can't wait till our next collaboration. Keep me posted. And Christopher George. I kept saying George something or other. Christopher George. Thank you. The pieces were all there. I just couldn't. Yes. And he says, it's never forget of George. What's his name? I'll never forget. What's his name? Yeah. Well played. Well played. And Gary says stomach bug. Ooh, yes, definitely. Jay, very sorry for your stomach bug. And hope you feel better, Jay. And Gary says, "Oh, my mother loved him." Eric Braden has been playing Victor Newman on The Young and the Restless for 45 years now. Yes, I remember that. Pardon me, I remember that being mentioned. And Kevin says, "Always fun time with you on the collab." And thank you very, very much. It's always my pleasure to do it. So anyway, yeah, you know what? Let's go with Eric Braden. Let's go with Eric Braden. But again, any person living or dead would have also worked. Okay, number 9. Brendan Fraser, Professor Trevor Anderson, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Which again wasn't a particularly good movie, but I think if they had replaced him, they could have had something. A. Tom Hanks, B. Bryan Cranston, C. Ed Norton, or D. Daniel Day-Lewis. That's what I came up with. If you can think of a better person to play the professor from Journey to the Center of the Earth. Oh, and by the way, I decided to not go with James Mason because he already played the professor in Journey to the Center of the Earth. And Emily says, I guess I'm out tonight, y'all. Video just isn't videoing. Emily, I'm very, very, very sorry. God knows there's nothing more sympathetic with than issues of technology. So, any takers on the professor? Teb says Bryan Cranston would be perfect as the professor. Thank you. Ooh, Keith E says Christopher Walken. Ooh, yeah. These boots right here will one day be walking in a manner perpendicular to the rest of your posterior. That's Christopher Walken doing These Boots Are Made for Walking. See what I did there? Ooh, and he spells as Russell Johnson. I consider, and yes, indeed, I don't know if I made this clear. It doesn't necessarily have to be contemporary to the time the movie came out. You could take any actor you want, going from the silent era to actors who weren't born when the movie came out. Anyone you think would be appropriate or better. And Gary says Christopher George was in the Train Robbers. I don't know if I've ever seen the Train Robbers. But again, Christopher George is great. Okay, Mrs. Thrash is here. Good, because I was taking my left hands with this one. George Clooney, Homer, old brother, where art thou? A, Miguel Ferrer, private joke there. Unless you guys got it, then it's not a private joke. B, Brad Pitt. C, Russell Crowe. Or D, Jeff Bridges. And I'll let you folks submit your own or tell me which one of those you think would have worked. I think any of those would have worked better. I do like George Clooney. I just thought he was very, very, very miscast in that role. Emily says, I hit that thumbs up, though. Maybe I'll see you all Sunday. I'm so sorry. Emily, please don't be sorry. It was wonderful having you with us for this small portion. Thank you for the anniversary wish, and I will definitely consider seeing you on Sunday. Hopefully your Wi-Fi in your region is better at that time. Gary says, Indy Russell Johnson was in Attack of the Crab Monsters. He was, and played a professor in that too. And he was also in This Island Earth. And guess what? He played a professor. And my Flex says YouTube forever broken. Indeed. Ooh, Indy says Billy Bob Thornton. Yeah. Billy Bob Thornton. I can certainly see that. That would work. I recently saw him. I didn't realize this. He did an episode of The Big Bang Theory, and he's absolutely hysterical as a sort of creepy urologist. Gary says these boots were made for walking. Ouch. I know that was terrible, wasn't it? Teb says I'd go with Toby Hughes, the character actor who to us millennials will always be Artie, the strongest man. Oh, the strongest man in the world and the Adventures of Pete and Pete. Oh my God! You know how I remember him as? He did a series of bits for MTV where he did this very elaborate Frank Sinatra impression. Insane in the membrane, insane in the brain. I can't do this. It's kooky. I don't know. I just can't do this, people. It's kooky. Keithy says Ellen DeGeneres. We will accept that. Again, no wrong answer. Gary says he was in Chisholm as well. Oh, very, very good. I'm gonna read that name again. To us millennials, Toby Huss. I've known the guy for 30 years. I can't remember his name. My Little Vikings. And Dan says, Thrash, did you see that John Carpenter got his walk on the Hall of Fame? I didn't. I did not know that. That is an awesome. I'm so glad John Carpenter got his star on the Walk of Fame. That is double plus good. And Indy says Toby Haas will always be the Sinatra impersonator from Down Periscope to me. I don't think I saw all of Down Periscope. I remember it, but I don't recall him in it. I'll take your word for it, Indy. You've never been wrong yet, at least not with me. And my Flex has a very cool star. Okay, number 7. Harry Connick Jr. Anything really. Oh, I'm sorry. That was terrible. Larry Connick Sr. No, he's a historian. I'm sorry. Harry Connick Section. Yeah, let's go with that. Captain Jimmy Wilder, Independence Day. A, Val Kilmer, for nostalgia reasons alone. B, Kevin Hart. C, Joe Pesci. Or D, Jimmy Walker. At least his impersonation wouldn't be quite so cringy. Any one of those or anybody you folks would prefer? Again, no wrong answers. Ooh, Tips, how about Benjamin Bratt? Yeah, Yeah, I could see that. The funny thing is, it's a very, very, very small role. He's only in two particular scenes, and Harry Connick Jr. manages to flub both of them. And I am sorry, I've seen him in later works, and he actually did hone his craft quite a lot. I think he was just very misdirected, by the way, but I thought he was awful in Independence Day. Really awful, awful, awful. Um, Keith says Polly Shore playing up on my inherent with Polly Shore, which is a pity. His mother was Carolyn from Carolyn's Comedy Store. I mean, how the apple could fall so far from the tree. I did. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. And I'm sure he's a very, very nice person, but well, actually, no, I'm not sure he's a nice person. Oh, hi, Mama Thresh. Everybody say hi to Mama Thresh. Thank you. It's the 4th anniversary show. There you go. Thank you. And she is now retiring to her shrine. Oh, Christopher Wilkinson's here. He says, "Good evening, Bob." Christopher, I'm so glad you can make it, my brother. I'll let you know when the restaurant reopens as soon as I actually know. Oh, and everyone's saying hi to Mama Thrash. That's very, very kind of you. And sadly, I always want to sing that old song, how everyone is getting, and I can't. But yeah. And and Christopher's saying good evening to folks. And Dan says Pauly Shore is the grandson of singer Dinah Shore. I All right, Dan, that's one of those facts. I must have known that at some point. That ever happened to you, by the way, where you hear a fact and you didn't know it, but you're like, no, I must have known that. I must have known that at some point. Like, for example, one of my top 10 albums of all time is Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell. And my favorite comic book artist of all time is Richard Corbin. And I found out maybe 10, 15 years ago that Richard Corbin did the album cover to Bat Out of Hell. And I remember saying, no, I'm calling bullshit. I'm like, I could not have only learned that in this century. I must have known that when I was in high school. So I even have the album. And I used to do that thing where you take the albums apart and read all the little factoids. So, I mean, I must have known that at some point and forgotten it. When you get to be my age, you actually know so much you start forgetting stuff. I feel like Jeremy Boo from Yellow Submarine. I have to like write a book just so I can remember all the stuff that I knew. And Teb says to Dan, not true. They are not related. Oh, so that may have explained why I didn't know it. But you know what? Indy, help a brother out here. Which one of these titans is actually correct? I thought that Meatloaf was made for. Oh, Meatloaf was made from the Bat Out of Hell. No. That's. Oh, insert your own preferred COVID joke here. And I'm actually caught up. Oh, and Keith says hello to everybody he missed. Likewise. Although I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty good. Anyway, moving forward. Speaking of Independence Day, and yes, you guys knew I had to go here. Will Smith, Captain Steve Hiller, Independence Day. Selections are A, Chris Rock. Oh, yeah, I went there. B, Louis Gossett Jr. C, I'm gonna mess this guy's name. I can never get his name right. Idris Elba. Indy, thank you for correcting me in advance. D, Taye Diggs. That or insert your own preferred recasting at les yeux. And Denzel Washington. That is one. That is one for Teb. Yes, he would have been perfect. Keithy Ivan Dixon. Ooh, I'm ashamed I never thought of him. You know, before he did Hogan's Heroes, he made war movies. Was kind of a badass. He also did that great episode of The Twilight Zone where he played a boxer. Yes, okay, yes, definitely Ivan Dixon. Keith, so that's one for Keith. For those of you keeping score at home. So yeah, those are both certainly better than Will Smith. And to people who still like him, I am sorry. Apparently, a lot of people like his new album. I just I can't get past the incident. Yeah, I can't get past the incident. The incident, which is actually a movie with Martin Sheen. Isn't that the incident? You know who's in that movie? You know who's in that movie? He has a small role. He plays a father of a little girl. Ed McMahon. Before he went gray, Ed McMahon is in that movie. But yeah, moving forward. Oh, this is a fun one. Barbara Streisand. I bet half of you already know where this is going. Yentl. Yentl. A. Million Bialik. B. Hillary Swank. C. Minnie Driver. Or D. Ruth Gordon. Now. And she's still younger. I'm sorry. I have nothing against Barbara Streisand, but talk about miscasting. Ooh, Barbara Eden. A tad Goyam, but no, yeah, I can, no, yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah. although I don't know how else you'll be able to pull off drag, but you know what? We're going to accept that. Teb says, Patty LaPone. Why can't I place who Patty LaPone is? Teb, help me out. Give me some context. What might I have seen her in? Okay, he says, I met him once at our school. Ivan Dixon? That's very cool. When you said he, I'm assuming you don't mean Barbara Eden. Although we are talking about Yentl. Yeah, Patty LaPone. I'm sure I'm gonna be ashamed when you tell me who that is. But I endeavor to persevere. And so yeah, I think that's all the takers we get on that one. Number 4. I really wish Tug was here. Something tells me like I think he would clean up on this. Number 4, Michael Sachs, Billy Pilgrim, Slaughterhouse-Five. A. Paul Koslow. B. Tim Bottoms. C. Ed Begley Jr. Or D. Brad Davis. Oh, apparently, Keithy says Ivan Dixon directed an awful lot of TV shows. Yeah, I do remember hearing that he actually directed for a time. I myself when I wrote this one, I'm like Ed Begley Jr. because he looked like Billy Pilgrim, and I don't want to bash on Michael Sachs, but oh look, Dan says Patty, she became the first American actress and singer to gain a principal role with the Royal Shakespeare Company in the hit musical Les Miserables. Oh, okay. Excellent. Thank you. And Deb says, is a Broadway legend, but I remember her as the mom on Life Goes On. Okay, yes, and now I'm with you. A good show you couldn't find anywhere on streaming. But yes, I do remember the actress, and yes, okay, thank you very, very much. And I can certainly see that. Number 3, Johnny Depp, Sweeney Todd, Sweeney Todd. A. Jim Carrey. B. Kevin Spacey. Yeah. C. Robin Williams. Or D. Christopher Walken. Oh, classic video games is 45 is here. Oh, classic video games. Oh my god, I'm so glad you are here. Please, Sister Sarah, drop us a link for classic video games 45. Yeah, I remember I love the stage play of Sweeney Todd. And the funny thing about Sweeney is he's a very dark character, but it's a dark comedic angle. It's that sort of and Johnny Depp just played him as this humorless, brooding. Gary Cameron says Angela Lansbury. You want Angela Lansbury to play Sweeney Todd? That'd be a twist. I'll give you that much. Tim says Robin Williams would have pulled it off. I think so too. I think so too. To be honest, any of these, I think would Jim Carrey may have had the toughest time because you'd be so convinced that he'd be trying to be funny, but he actually did a few roles that were funny but kind of creepy. Lemony Snicket, he was very creepy in Lemony Snicket, and that was a comedy too, a dark comedy, but still a comedy. So yes, either Robin Williams or Angela Lansbury. Ooh, ooh. Keith E says Richard Belzer. I'm ashamed I didn't think of that. Could Richard Belzer sing? You know what? The first thing I remember Richard Belzer in, and I'm sure I saw him before that, but in the La Bella music video for Pat Benatar, it's set in the early '60s, and he's basically playing Lenny Bruce, and he kills it. I remember I saw him on stuff afterwards, but and he says Google AI says Dinah Shore is his grandmother, but cursory research, patent pending, shows Pauly Shore's dad is Sammy Shore, was born in 1927 when Dinah Shore was only 11. Their their bios also make no mention of her. So I say it could be a misnomer. It could be a misnomer, but it's interesting either way. Super. Uh, moving forward, number two, Brad Pitt, Achilles, Troy. A. Ron Perlman. B. Clancy Brown. C. Jonathan Banks. Or D. Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock. Although he doesn't answer The Rock anymore, he's just Dwayne Johnson. And Gary says, Indy, is Dennis Crosby Bing Crosby's granddaughter? No, Denise is actually his daughter. Yeah, that's a daughter. I used to have a crush on her when she was on Dallas when I was like in middle school. And yeah, Bing Crosby was his her father, and he was a very unsatisfactory father, from what I understand. But that's just going by what his kid said. And he says, I remember Belzer first from Night Shift. That may actually Night Shift may have been before he did the Love Love video, but I think I saw it Night Shift later. I didn't see Night Shift until I saw it on like videotape or something like that. Um, but it may have predated that movie. Actually has a phenomenal cast. It really does. And Teb says, no, Thrash, that was Mary Crosby. Ah, thank you. Teb, thank you very much. I was thinking Mary Crosby. Wire crossed in the noggin. Oh, so I correct myself and I yield to Teb. And Dan says Keith Bing Crosby was born in the city I live in. Google find out city. Interesting. Interesting. And Denise Crosby, help me out here. Denise Crosby is Star Trek Next Generation. Am I on the right page? Or if not, please help me out here because now, like I said, I have a wire crossed and I really need to fix it. And a classic video game says Terry Garr in the in that red Corvette, National Lampoon full movie. I hesitate to make a correction because I've already got burned once, but I believe that wasn't Terry Garr. My understanding is that was Christy Brinkley. Oh, and I was right for Denise Crosby being Tasha Yar on Star Trek. Oh, and number one, yeah, we finally get to the bottom, huh? Number one, Liz Taylor, Cleopatra. Cleopatra. A. Gal Gadot. B. Angela Bassett. C. Eartha Kitt. Or D. Rachel Weisz. Um. Oh, Binghamton, Spokane, or Tacoma, that area. And Teb says Polly Shore and Dinah Shore are not related. AI got it wrong. Take that, AI. Ooh, Teb says Angelina Jolie. You know, I thought about Angelina Jolie because she was in speaking of Val Kilmer, she was in the movie about Alexander the Great. And I thought she was a good in that. So you know what, Teb? Yes, and Angelina Jolie um does work. Oh, Christopher says I met Denise Crosby. Excellent. I'm guessing Star Trek convention. And video game says, oh boy, that's a hard question. They only get harder too. And Indyspot says that was Christy Brinkley. Okay, good, good. So my correction is not 100% off. Gary Carpenter says James Best as Cleopatra. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we got two choices now, and I'll let you guys decide because I don't know if I'll have time for everything. But I have another game, and this is a fun one. I have another game, or I have Thrash Pondo trivia, which I'd happily save until Sunday's show. But here is a fun game, and I have another sample. I call this Pitch Please. And the way Pitch Please work, it's like a Hollywood pitch. You know, where when they go into that, people who want to make a movie, they go into the boardroom and they say it's Not a Living Dead meets Twilight, or it's Mr. Roberts meets Johnny Got His Gun. They always take two great movies and smash them together and say this is what this new movie will be like, because it's easier than just saying what the movie's about. Gary Carpenter says A. Thank you, but I can't remember which one I spotted off first. I believe it was the game first. So Gary, I'm going to put that. That's one vote for the game, and if I'm wrong, correct me. Indy says the game is super easy, barely any inconvenience. And Gary says, from what I heard, he gave them nightmares. Ooh, nightmares. James Best gave them nightmares on Dukes of Hazzard or in Attack of the Killer Shrews. But either way, I'm sure someone gave somebody nightmares. I get nightmares all the time, actually. So, oh, and Keith he says Victoria Principal as Cleopatra. Okay, and classic video game says like Austin Powers. Oh, A like Austin Powers. There we go. Yes, indeed. And Keith says I can't spell inconvenience, giraffe, February, or Pennsylvania. So if I said to you, I'm sorry about the inconvenience of sticking you with that giraffe last February in Pennsylvania, you would have a difficult time writing that out. So anyway, anyway, let me give you guys a sample of the game on that note. Oh, do the pitch. Pitch, please. Well, Dan, you got it. Anyway, here is my pitch for the pitch. I will read the pitch, and you have to tell me what the movie would be, and if not, I'll tell you. But an institutionalized composer shares the story of when he met a self-destructive musical genius, only to discover they are AI. Somebody tells me I have to read these over. So, okay, for those of you who didn't get that, an institutionalized composer shares the story of when he met a self-destructive musical genius, only to discover they were an AI. Give you guys a second. Now Gary Carpenter is saying B. Okay, that film is Amadeus Ex Machina. Amadeus Ex Machina. You see? Mozart meets Elvis. I like that even better. But yeah, Amadeus Ex Machina is that one. Okay, here, I'll give you another one. This one is actually number 10. Two has-been comedic megastars. I'll come in again. Two has-been comedic megastar cops get sent to a reform school where they run afoul of the Kurgan. I'll come in again. 2 has-been comedic megastar cops get sent to reform school where they run afoul of the Kurgan. Like, is that on Roseanne Start Singing the National Anthem? Oh, God, I hope not. Anyway, that one is Bad Boys, Bad Boys. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you get next? 21 Jump Street of 5. That works too. I like that too. Number 9. A self-destructive rock superstar discovers a disabled Vietnam veteran anti-war activist. An aging self-destructive rock star discovers a disabled Vietnam veteran anti-war activist. A star is born on the 4th of July. Indy says, how does the Kurgan fit in the Sean Penn movie? He played the dude who plays the Kurgan, whose name I just had. All I get with Ron Perlman, not Ron Perlman. Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown, who played the Kurgan, is in the reform school. I was just trying to be glib, but yeah, he was in Bad Boys. You see, Indy gets it. A star is born on the 4th of July. Oh, you need to give us time to type up. Okay, I will give you guys another second. Well, I want to make sure you guys were in the swing of things. I was going to say, if this is like pulling teeth, I don't want to ruin your lives. Number 7. A group of narcoleptic street kids travel to the future and discover an extinction event. I shall repeat. A group of narcoleptic street kids travel to the future and discover an extinction event. Bruce Springsteen attacks John Bon Jovi. No, but I'd pay to see that. I'll tell you what, Indy, as you're the one setting the pace, I'll wait for you to say, go ahead. Teb says The Outsiders of Jurassic Park. No, but that's a great guess. I love it. So that's the fun of this. You can have fun with it, just make stuff up or try what you will. Oh, Bing gave his kids nightmares. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, apparently Bing did give his kids nightmares, especially, and I can't remember, was it Robert Crosby? The one who was actually on Adam 12. Oh my God, guys, Lee Mateus is here. Oh my God. Have you guys been watching Lee Mateus? He's been putting on some excellent music related posts lately. Lee, I'm so glad you're here for the 4th anniversary. Sarah, please give Mr. Mateus a link. Indy says, no idea. That alone makes the whole thing worth it. And Classic Video Game says, Jackson 5 gonna get back in time. No, this one is, and this is a toughie, although if you watch my content channel, you may have gotten it. This one is My Own Private Idaho Transfer. My Own Private Idaho Transfer. Number 6. A mall's robotic security system goes on a quest to destroy humanity, only to be thwarted by Kevin Smith and his collection of wacky weirdos. From the top. A mall's robotic security system goes on a quest to destroy humanity, only to be thwarted by Kevin Smith and his gang of wacky weirdos. Cute as this game is, it may not catch on, but for the very least, I need to at least get through this one. I'll pull a Sheldon and have a meltdown if I don't finish the game. And drop who? Oh, Lee Mateus. Lee Mateus, please. Yeah, please drop a link for Lee Mateus. Keith says Westworld Mall and the Brady Boys. You're on the right track when you said mall. And Westworld does kind of fit. And Dan says something about Mall Cup. Mall is in the title. I'll give you guys that much. I can hear Indy racking his brains. I said shopping mall rats above. Did you miss it? I did. Let me just see. Give me time to type. No idea. Yeah, sometimes your messages don't go through. Yeah, no, that one didn't go through. This one is chopping mall rats. So yes, chopping mall rats. You are correct. Very good. And I'm sorry that I missed that one. But again, feel free to double type because again, sometimes your messages don't come in. Destroy All Monsters Inc. Ooh, I wish I had thought of Destroy All Monsters Inc. I wish I'd come up with something for that. That one's good. And Keith says, where did the baby bears tell their parents they were going? They said they're going to the mall. I get it, the mall. Rrr, the mall. Mr. Roboto meets mall cops. Another good guess. Number 5. Intrigue and extreme violence in a European restaurant cause an advertising agency to create a product that doesn't exist. Well, that wasn't sure. I'll say it again though. Intrigue and extreme violence in a European restaurant cause an advertising agency to create a product which doesn't exist. Big Guys 45 is here. Dude, so good to see you, Big Guys 45. You just dropped another post today. I meant to check it out. I'm so sorry I didn't. The one on I want to say it was a Billy Squire, Rock Me Tonight. Anyway, Sister Sarah, please drop a link to Big Guys 45's. Big Guy, I'm so glad you were here. And yes, indeed, he did mean the mall. He did mean the mall. Teb says, I don't get it. Well, Chopping Mall is a horror movie where the security system tries to kill some kids who stayed late for a party. And Kevin Smith did a movie called Mall Rats, which is about weird people who hang out in a mall, which did not age well. I got to tell you, that movie did not age well for any number of reasons. And Big Guy says more popular on TikTok at 11,500 now. Excellent. Now, LOL, crazy success. Congrats to me, LOL. Sarah, thanks for the link. Big Guy says, getting dinner later. Classic Video Game says, Benny Hill Speed Chase. And, Indy, if you got that one, I'm going to give you another second to type it in again. That one was a toughie. I got to admit, that one was a toughie. TikTok, 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 TikTok. Anyway, if you did type it already, I'll still give it to you, Indy. But it was the cook, the thief, his wife, and their lover come back. Indy says, "My dinner with Andre." Good guess, but wrong. The cook, the thief, their wife and his lover come back. Number 4. We're almost over, guys. Number 4. An American World War II POW survives the bombing of Dresden by escaping into the future only to become an emotionally unstable wildcat oil worker. I'll come in again. An American World War II POW survives the bombing of Dresden by escaping into the future only to become an emotionally unstable wildcat oil worker. And that's the closest thing to an easy one I got. Classic Game says it's the Pink Panther. Dun, 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 dun. Henry Mancini is fighting Bobby Chacon. Teb says Saving Private Ryan's Giant. I like it, but no. Good guess, though. Good guess, but wrong. Anyway, give you guys. Well, like I said, Indy, you may have already gotten it. If you did, I'll give it to you. If not, I'll still give it to you. But it's Slaughterhouse 5 Easy Pieces. Slaughterhouse 5 Easy Pieces. And we're on the home stretch, people. Number 2. An aging codependent couple invite newlyweds over for drinks only to be hunted for sport. I shall repeat. An aging codependent couple invite newlyweds over for drinks only to be hunted for sport. That one's a toughie too, but you Rod Steiger fans might get that. Christopher says, stop pigeon in the future. Indy says, can anyone see my post at all? I saw that one. Yeah, I mean, I like, for example, I saw that one, the one that I just read by you, Indy, and the one before that is my dinner with Andrei Rublev. Uh, blah, blah, greatest movie karaoke I've ever made. But I hadn't get anything in between. Teb says, who's afraid of Virginia Wolfman? I'm going to give it to you. It's Who's Afraid of Virginia Wolf Lake. Wolf Lake has a subplot where they hunt people for sport. But you were right there. You were right there. And Keith says Cocoon and the Predator. Love it. Love it. I would actually pay to see that, actually. And he says, I typed Slaughterhouse 5 Easy Pieces 4 different times. Wow. Well, like I said, I'm going to give it to you because I know you got that. And I believe that you got that. But no, I did not. Did anyone else see it? Because I didn't. Anyone else see it? So I don't know. There might be a bad connection of some sorts. But I apologize, Indy, and I know I know it's frustrating. I know I am sorry for your frustration. Anyway, we only got one left. 2 young new homeowners discover their property is infested with demon-like creatures who seek to find a mystical shard in order to save the galaxy. I'll come in again. 2 young new homeowners discover their property is infested with demon-like creatures who seek to find a mystic shard in order to save the galaxy. Frankenstein beats the Wolfman Jack. No, but I love that. I love that. I'll save the trivia for next time. By the way, I think we've had enough shenanigans for one show. Poltergeist and the Dark Crystal. Oh, you were so close. You were so close, Key. But remember, it's a smoosh up. One title has to go into the other. So you were almost. I'm going to give you half credit on that one. And my fuck says, hit that like and share out and comment after the show, please, and thank you. What she said. What she said. And I can hear Indy typing. Indy, give us a few syllables just to make sure that you're still in contact with us. And Garrett Carper says the Dark Crystal and the Never-Ending Story. You guys got the Dark Crystal part right. It's the movie that preceded it. And I'm going to give you guys just another minute because I can, like I said, I can hear Indy typing. Indy says, don't be afraid of the Dark Crystal. Yes. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark is one of those old 70s. We were just talking about it not too long ago. One of those old 70s made for TV movies with Kim Darby, I believe. And it's about they buy a house and there's demons in it. And so Don't Be Afraid of the Dark Crystal, because we found out that the demons are actually trying to get the mystical shard to the anyway. So I don't think I'm gonna do that again. But guys, you played along like champs, and I couldn't be prouder of you. Anywho, we're getting on 8 o'clock, and people are already dropping like flies. I hope it's because they didn't hate that game. But I did intend to pretty much keep this show to an hour anyway. So, while we got a couple more minutes, anything people want to ask, want to say, want to speculate. I do have another show. I have technically two shows. Tug, and I believe Sarah, I'm not sure. Are you going to be joining us? I know Damon is. We're going to be talking about the best anthology movies of all time this Sunday. That's going to be part 2. And Sunday night, I have my my normal show, my non fourth anniversary show. So we'll be doing that too. Keith says Muppets in Space. Sister Sarah says Labyrinth. I loved Labyrinth. And he says my fingers are the most sore there they've ever been after one of your chats, Bob. I am terribly, terribly sorry. I don't know what the problem is, but again, other people couldn't see it either. So I'm not sure. Maybe your send key is broken. Way to pass the buck. Brogu! Oh my god, Brogu's here. Brogu. So glad to see you, my brother. Thank you for joining us in this rapidly wrapping up anniversary show. And Sarah says, think this Sunday I am off, LOL. Will you be with us in spirit? I'm sure. Keith, he says, I will try to be back more frequently and at the hospital less, LOL. We too. I hope you're feeling better, by the way. I won't give away some of the privileged information you gave me, but Mr. Keys had some health problems lately, and we should all wish him the best of luck. Everyone, please, please. And he says, I like the game, but I'm a stubborn bastard. And that's what we love about you, Indy. You're an independent bastard. See what I did there? You're an independent bastard. You know, I'm gonna get you a necklace. I'm gonna get you a choker. Choker, I barely know her. I'm gonna get you a choker, so you'll be the independent bastard. No? Yeah, it was terrible, dreadful, oof, awful. And anyway, so again, yeah, we're down to 6 folks. Well, 6 is better than 5. 5 easy pieces. Schlock has 5. And Sister Sarah's LOL pawns. You always laugh at my jokes, even when they're not funny, even when you don't get them, even when I don't get them. You always laugh at my jokes. I can tell you how much I appreciate that. Brogan says, I thought it was funny. Thrash. I want to thank you, Brogu. Brogu, you two are my cheering section. You're absolutely great, and I want to thank you. Keith says the bonus question answer is always where. Oh, is always wears a hat. Thank Keith. Thank you. Oh, he man pays attention. That's a little in joke. I have a pet superstition, which I'm sure you all already know, but I'm always one to repeat himself. My pet superstition is I cannot operate a motor vehicle unless I'm wearing a hat. It's bad luck to drive without wearing a hat. And you never, ever, ever, never want to invite bad luck while driving. And Keith, thank you very much for knowing that. And Sarah says, giggle again. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And Dan says, I'm still here. Dan, please don't be such a stranger. I'm begging you, please don't be such a stranger. There's been reams of content. Please feel free to check any of those out. I even have a starter kit, which most of those are actually fairly new. Please check us out again, Dan. And by the way, everyone else, please come back and see us this Sunday. Can't wait to see you. But Dan, it was very, very nice having you back with us this eve. And he says, see you Sunday, Bob. Gotta fly. Indy, get some rest, take care of yourself, and we will see you Sunday. Peace. And Keith says double bonus, and Roger was who? Roger was my pet basset hound. Wow, you really do pay attention. You know, you can tell this guy's security, former security. He always listens. He always pays attention. Yes, yes. Roger was. I had 2 basset hounds, not at the same time. I had one. We lost it tragically. Long story. Actually, it's a short story, but it's very tragic, so I won't bore you with the details. And then we had a second one. Roger was the first, and then Cushing was the second one. And that's all I've had for basset hounds. But yes, very good. Roger was the basset. Remember there was a comic strip at the time too. Said oh, was it Fred Basset Hound? We used to say Roger Basset Hound. And Keith says, I just can't remember the author you stole your name from. Brian Aldiss. Brian, that's actually one of my trivia questions. Brian Aldiss is the author. He's probably best known for he wrote the short story AI is based on, very loosely based on, and he did a movie called Frankenstein Unbound. And the short story is The Legend of Smith Bursts. Um, and that's where the character Thrash Pondo Pons comes from. And I think I missed somebody, so I'm gonna skim through. Dan is still here, and he says, "See you Sunday." Keith got the double bonus. Dan is giving thumbs up, saying that he will be here Sunday. Hopefully, I'm interpreting that right. And Keith says, "Oh, I just can't remember." Oh, so I'm actually caught up. Yes, Legend of Smith Burst. Actually, in the content channel, I actually tell the story, which I just did. Only it's a little more elaborate. And Keith says, "Can we go out with an elephant impression or elf?" We'll do the elephant first. That probably didn't sound well on this microphone. The microphone, loud, sudden, sharp noise. It tends to like tune out, like when I did my Darth Vader the other day. But I'll try that one more time. And Alf, from my favorite bit they ever did, where he thought their new next door neighbor was Elvis. He baits a trap and baits it with Elvis's favorite food, which I'm sure most of you already know. Will comes and goes, "Alf, what are those? Deep fried peanut butter banana sandwiches. Elvis loved them. He could eat 20 a day." And do you think he's still alive? I missed like the next scene in that show, guys. I was like crying. I was laughing so hard. That was the funniest thing I ever heard. And Dan says, "Ooh, Dan for the win. Super toys last all summer long." Yes. Yes. And it has absolutely nothing to do with AI. In fact, I went back and I reread the story trying to figure out what the connection was. All I can think of, the movie must have had so many rewrites that they actually like. I don't know. It is about a woman tries to replace a lost child with a robot, but that's pretty much it. The teddy bear creeps her out and enjoys doing so. There's a whole subplot where this actually became a thing later on. To stay trim, executives take uh, intestinal parasites to eat the food that goes in their stomachs, so they don't put on weight. It's one of Aldous' darkest short stories, to be honest with you. And they decided to make a full length movie out of it with I don't know. And that whole subplot at the end where the robots come and investigate their old robot society. Yeah, it's a great idea, but he didn't do that. And but anyway, Dan for the win. Yes, summer toys, super toys last all summer long. Uh Gary says thank you, Jumbo. Oh, for the the elephant. Um Dan says the name of the story. Yes, it is. Summer toys last all summer long. And Keithy says, "Oh, congratulations for 5 years. You're a true survivor. Thank you very much." Gary says, "Of what? The Titanic?" Keith says, "Tapeworms." Yes, thank you, tapeworms. But stomach parasites, but yeah, tapeworms. And oh, come on, guys, I don't want to end on tapeworms. Speaking of having nightmares, I don't have nightmares about tapeworms. Oh yeah, I get a tapeworm. Yeah. There are many things. Although I got to tell you guys, I got to tell you, I started the diet, low gear diet. But I started the diet, and I got to tell you, I think I've dropped somewhere between 20 and 30 pounds. There was a pair of pants. It's embarrassing, but I'm going to share this with you. Pair of pants I actually had to add an extra button to because I couldn't quite button it. The other day, I had it on the regular button, and the pants were so baggy, I kept having to hike them back up. They were literally going to slide down. I look like Chris Cross. So, yeah. So I have lost some weight. Oh, and by the way, that reminds you of the Titanic of a joke. What do you get when you cross the Atlantic with a Titanic? Mhm. Halfway. Too soon. And let's see, Keithy says, "Just fight the good fight and keep them all dazzled and confused. Dazed and confused. Dazed and confused." I certainly will. I certainly will. Anyway, on that note, guys, I want to thank you guys for coming by tonight. It really, really meant a lot. I know a lot of you, this wasn't, those of you who watch this and rewatch, I appreciate this. I understand. Fridays can be tricky. It's not my normal night. There were probably other commitments you guys had, other YouTubers. Oh my gosh, I hope Dave wasn't on tonight. But you see where I'm going with this. But I want to thank you guys for taking time to be with me tonight. Fourth year's anniversary is a big deal. Also, it was fourth on the 4th of the 4th. Isn't that kind of cool? And oh my god, look who's here. Corey from Carbody's Comedy Channel is here. Corey is here. Corey, I want to thank you for coming by tonight. We are literally, not figuratively, we are literally wrapping things up. But the fact that you could kind of come in this 11th hour, or 11th second in this case, and say happy anniversary means the world to me. Gary says losing weight is hard. Gaining it is another question. Yes, I know. Trust me, I've never had problems gaining weight. And Gary says, "Good night, Mrs. Calabash. Good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are." Keith E says, "Peace out." Yes, peace and chicken grease. Corey says, "You're awesome." No, Corey, you're absolutely awesome. And by the way, one of my last official acts, Miss Sarah, please give Corey's Comedy Channel a link. Pretty please, sugar on top. I'm sure a lot of you already have his show subscribe to, but just in case. Oh, and Gary says, "Live long and prosper." And to live long and prosper to you as well, by the way. And Corey says, "I will hit the like button because you're a nice guy." No, you're a nice guy. And I want to thank you very much for being here. And Keith says, "Okay, after 5 years, you probably should ban Corey from the channel." The only person I ever banned from this channel are trolls and bots. And Gary is many things, but he is not a troll bot. And yeah, Keith is very, very funny. And Gary says, "If he can't, it could be you." Oh, let it be me. Anyway, I want to thank all you guys again, by the way. I had a lot of fun tonight. You guys seem to have fun too, and if you didn't, you hit it well. And again, I might do more of those smush ups, but I probably won't do 10 of them. They get a little exhausting. I might do one over the course of a show or invite you guys to share one. But anyway, until this coming Sunday or until next time, whichever comes first, be good, be safe, be careful. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again very, 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 very soon. Peace.